unknowns about what an oil spill of that magnitude would do in terms of our fisheries or human health impacts, where the oil was going to end up in the environment, and what it would do once it was there. Funding initiatives, research initiatives, such as the Gulf of Mexico Research Initiative, have helped fill in some of those knowledge gaps. Gulf of Mexico Research Initiative, or GOMRI, as you are probably aware, is a $500 million investment by BP for non-penalty funds. So it's completely separate from the Restore Act. And as I mentioned, it's helped fill in a lot of those knowledge gaps. And beyond just funding research, it's also funded outreach programs to help disseminate that knowledge. So one of those partnerships that formed was back in 2014 when GOMRI partnered with Sea Grant to help share oil spill science in the Gulf and beyond that as well. Sea Grant, if you're not already familiar with us, we are not just one, but actually 33 programs across the country. Our mission is to help promote and enhance the practical and responsible use of our coastal and marine resources. We have a 40-year history here in the Gulf with 4 programs in the region, and we are university-based. And an important point is that we're also non-advocacy. So that means that while we don't push specific viewpoints, we do try to provide the best available science on any given topic. So that's a little bit about our partnership. Our program itself, the oil spill program, we have expertise ranging from fisheries science and public health to physical fate and transport, ecotoxicology and chemistry. This is a map of our team across the country, or across the Gulf. We've got Christine Hale in Texas. As I mentioned, I'm Emily Mong Douglas. I'm with Louisiana Sea Grant. We've got our program manager and communications coordinator, Steve Sempier and Tara Skelton in the room. And I'd like to mention Chris is on the line providing technical assistance today. And then of course we've got Monica Wilson in Florida. So that's a bit about our program. And in terms of our products, so we have a lot of different ways that our program is growing and sharing oil spill science, but really our bread and butter are our oil spill publications, which we have a couple of racks over there to my left, which you can feel free to pick up and take some back with you. They're also available on our webpage in PDF format. You can download those for free at any time. And also, in addition to publications, we do workshops and seminars like the one that you're at today. Something important to note is that if you go to our webpage, you can access not only our publications at any time, but also recordings of all of our workshops that we've done, even back to the very first one. So you can view those recordings at your leisure, and it's all free. And those topics range from things like the health of Gulf seafood after oil spills, to impacts to fisheries, understanding where the oil went after oil spills. So a lot of information there. I'm going to turn it back over to Monica to set up for today's workshop. Thank you.
So a little bit about a background about this workshop. Back in August, our team decided that we would host a 3-part series workshop of response, anywhere from offshore to near shore. And so we decided to do a 3-part series, and 2 of those have occurred in the past. We had one in October in Biloxi, Mississippi that looked at the impacts to wetlands and spill response, and showed some case studies about the impacts of oil on wetlands. And then we moved over to beaches and did one in November in Mobile, Alabama at the Disaster Response Center there, and talked about, again, spill response and on beaches. And the goals of these seminars are to discuss how science is currently used, in this one particularly, in offshore spill response, And then we share new science that can be incorporated in oil spill science and monitoring efforts. And then we discuss research and response needs and explore new ideas and tools. So in the past, we have heard that there was a slight disconnect between the response world and the academia world. And so as part of our group, we decided that we would host workshops to bring those two target audiences together and have some conversations and take some notes down as to how that communication can become better. And how they can, how we can network. If the future oil spill comes, how can we network and how can those people get to know each other that way when an oil spill occurs, they know who to contact in case of an emergency or in case they need to, need to know what the science says about a specific spill impacting a certain environment. And so this is the third of the series, the last one. So we're glad that you all came. And as Emily said, the other two are available online. So you can see what was discussed and who presented and view the presentations and listen to the recordings as well. So I'll just go over the agenda. We are now doing the introduction and background, and we're going to have a morning session that covers the topics of oil spill preparedness and mechanical recovery. We'll have 5 speakers speak on the different topics. We will have a question and answer panel after that, so we ask that you hold your questions until the question and answer panel. So if you have a pen and paper, jot those down, and we'll bring all the speakers from the morning session up here, and you guys can shoot your questions at them during that time. And then after that, we'll have lunch, and we will have catering in the background from a place that I heard is phenomenal. And you guys will have time to eat, network, and roam around campus if you'd like to go again to the visitor center. And then the afternoon session will cover the topics of in-situ burning and dispersants with 5 new speakers. And again, we will also have another question and answer panel at the end of that session to go ahead and ask all the questions that you like about those specific topics. And then we will have a wrap-up closing and then ask you guys to fill out some evaluations for our knowledge. We always ask that our the people who are in the room or even online to fill out evaluations to help us, either tell us what you like, tell us what you didn't like. Any constructive criticism is always welcome so we can make these better for you guys. I mean, you are our audience. We want to make sure you guys get what you need out of these seminars. So anything that you have to say, feel free to put it on that evaluation. We look forward to reading those. Absolutely. So let's go ahead and get started.